Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel Electric. Today we are diving into one of the most essential tools for anyone working with electronics or electrical systems, the multimeter. Whether you are a beginner or just need a refresher, this video will show you step by step how to use a multimeter to measure voltage, current, and resistance like a pro. Let's get started. A multimeter is a powerful tool that helps you diagnose electrical issues and measure different parameters in a circuit. It typically has three main functions: measuring voltage, current, and resistance. Let's break it down. Before we jump into testing, let's get familiar with the multimeter's main components. The dial in the center allows you to select what you are measuring: AC or DC voltage, current, resistance, and more. The probes, usually black and red, are what you will use to connect to a circuit. And the ports, they determine where you plug in the probes based on what you are testing. Before using your multimeter, safety is key. Here are a few quick tips. Always set the multimeter to the correct function before testing. Never measure resistance in a powered circuit. Use the right ports for measuring current to avoid damaging your meter. Start with the highest range setting and adjust down as needed. Alright, now that we are familiar with safety precautions, let's get into testing. Voltage tells us the electrical potential difference between 2 points. Here's how to measure it. First, set the dial to DC voltage or AC voltage depending on what you are measuring. Then plug the black probe into the COM port and the red probe into the V ohm port. Then touch the probes to the circuit, red to the positive side and black to the negative or ground. And finally read the display to check the voltage value. Simple, right? This is useful for checking batteries, power supplies, and electrical outlets. Now let's move on to measuring current. Current is the flow of electric charge in a circuit. Measuring it requires extra caution. First, set the dial to the appropriate current setting, AC or DC. Switch the red probe to the correct current port, often marked as amp or milliamp. Then break the circuit and insert the multimeter in series with the circuit. Finally, read the display to check the current value. Current measurement is different from voltage because the multimeter needs to be part of the circuit itself. Be sure to use the right settings to prevent damage. Resistance measures how much a component resists the flow of electricity. Here's how to test it. Set the dial to the resistance setting, which is ohm symbol. Then insert the probes into the correct ports, that is the COM and the V ohm. Then ensure the circuit is powered off before measuring. Touch the probes to both ends of the resistor or component. And finally read the display to see the resistance value. Knowing how to measure resistance helps with troubleshooting faulty resistors, wires, and connections. Now let's go over some common troubleshooting techniques. A multimeter is a game changer when it comes to troubleshooting electrical issues. Here are some common scenarios and how to diagnose them. Checking a dead battery. Measure voltage to see if it's within the expected range. Testing a faulty wire. Use the continuity function, that is the beep mode, to check for breaks in the wire. Diagnosing a blown fuse. Measure resistance across the fuse. If it's infinite, the fuse is blown. Verifying an outlet's power. Check AC voltage between the hot and the neutral slots. With these techniques, you can quickly identify and fix electrical problems like a pro. And there you have it, your beginner's guide to using a multimeter. We discovered voltage, current, resistance, and even troubleshooting techniques. But this is just the beginning. Try practicing with different components and circuits to build confidence. If this video helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and drop any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.